Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, May 27th, and I wanted to give an update on everything that's been going on. My first intention this evening was to have a bit of a video about my cousin showing me his drone, which was pretty interesting, as I've not been around drones before. And, Basil, hello. And a few other things, but instead, after a really frustrating day, I had to try a new method of getting oneself calm. And rather than what I usually do, which is take about 90 seconds and sit down, and as much as it sounds like new age bullshit, it really isn't. And in those 90 seconds, I regulate my breathing and just think about what the fuck was going on to drive me crazy. But today, it was so off the goddamn wall that I decided to try something else. Now, I didn't film this because it was rather spur of the moment. That's Basil's tail there. And I would rather not have it on film, and neither would you. But I went to the end of my property, and at the top of my lungs, I just yelled, fuck, which resounded throughout the neighborhood, I believe. And then I walked back to the house, and you know what? I didn't feel any better. So I'm going to show you the next few animations to depict that. And then I'll be back. Hold that thought. Hello again. This is part 2, and it is still May 27th, 2022, and I have been able to regain my composure to some degree. But I would be lying if I did not say that I was frustrated and irritated and tired of wasting my time. So, my update for today is to do with the state and their fucking bureaucratic bullshit. So, it's getting near to Friday. Tomorrow will be Friday, and I know nothing will get done between Saturday and until Monday, basically. So I thought, why don't I try to get back on the telephone and solve these problems in a timely fashion. So I got back on. This is in Connecticut, by the way. So again, I'm only claiming to have experience with Connecticut. I do hope to make a video in the future about other states, but I went on to Access Health Connecticut, and of course, I was locked out, which happens every single time that you don't go on to it. I assume every day, because I was on it last week and I'm locked out. So I had to go on, and I had to call, and of course, finally I was able to speak with someone, and then that didn't really work. So I went on the chat, and they did direct me to getting a new password again. And I did find that my health coverage seems to be intact until 2023. So the start of all this was kind of positive. I then moved on to the next part of my really fun day, where I knew it was going to be a long hold time. But I thought the best thing I could do was get everything in order as far as my disability. Now, I'm going to be very quick about this because if you've watched my prior videos, you'll understand. To sum it up, had pancreatic cancer, miraculously survived, I'm still in recovery, and somehow my disability keeps getting taken away from me. Now, I don't want to be on disability any longer than I have to be, but after what I've been through, I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't be for a while. So I thought I would call again today. And I did. And that was a total of much less than usual. It was 5 minutes, 36 minutes, somewhere in there before I was able to speak with someone, which I did. And I had to explain what was going on for, I can't even count how many times, without exaggerating, let's just say it was 10 times. And the problem is that it seems to have nothing to do with your doctors telling them that, yes, he needs to be on disability, at least partially for a while. We don't know. And it has everything to do with your bank accounts not totaling over $2,000. Now, I don't go anywhere near that, but I again asked them the question, if you deposit my disability check and it makes it go over $2,000, will that trigger you to stop my disability? I was told no. And then I was told yes when I went in person to the Social Security office. And she didn't mean any disrespect, but she kind of laughed and said, yes, it happens all the time. Well, that is not fucking good enough. Because the problem is that if you count on this for your bills and you're treating disability like you should as a temporary thing, you can run into debt after that, which I am. So I spoke with the woman this time, the representative, and after the 35-minute hold time, she got all my information that she had right in front of her anyway, but that's fine. She has to verify who I am. That's important. And I also want to say that she was polite, so I don't want to make false claims that are just, to add to this, because it's not true. But it was getting to be about 3:30, and at 4 o'clock, all of the state offices close. So after that, I explained that this is a glitch in the system, and I've told this was going to be helped, and I need to know if you are, in fact, taking away my disability, because in their own paperwork, which I should have brought over here, but I didn't, I could just tell you, it says, file an appeal as quickly as possible so you don't lose any of your disability time. So it's kind of something that is of a time-sensitive nature. Well, I have already been through this once, and they just told me to wait a couple weeks and they will get back to me. Well, they haven't. They haven't through email. They haven't through the normal mail. So I thought speaking with someone over the phone would work. Well, after a few minutes, she said, let me put you on a brief hold. And I went on a brief hold. And the brief hold was about 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, suddenly I was back at the prompts. So I'm back at the telephone part where it's telling me all the different options about COVID-19 and all kinds of different bullshit asshole garbage that you've heard 50 times. And now I'm left to wonder, did she decide, wow, it's getting near 4 o'clock. I really don't want to deal with this. I think I'm just going to hang up on him. Well, I hope not. I would like to think not, but it seems kind of odd. So at about 3:45, knowing that I was going to fail, I called back. And I sat through the prompts again and pushed the numbers and then went on hold. And at 4:01, I hung up because everyone was gone for the day. So what's funny is that all I wanted to do was find out if, in fact, they were taking it away, and if they were, I could file an appeal and contact my attorney. But I guess hanging up on me was a better option. So quickly before I forget, in my case, going into the end of my field and yelling fuck at the top of my voice is not effective for me. Some people that might help. It made me angrier, and it made me want to put my fist through a wall. And so, yes, I would go with the breathing technique for me. But that's just me. And then to sum up for today, I'm going to keep this video short on a good friend's suggestion. I think videos that go over 10 minutes might be a bit much, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. But tomorrow, I will be going to the Social Security office in person, and that is my biggest suggestion for all of you if you're dealing with things of this nature. Go in person, and you may wait, which is fine. Other people need help, but they will have to speak with you because you're there. So, again, go, be polite, because some of these people are just doing their job. I have questions about what happened today because I think she fucking hung up on me. So that pisses me off, but I will keep that in check tomorrow, and I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this because here's what I want to finish up with. I personally cannot guarantee an employer my physical presence right now because of very, very difficult, complete exhaustion some days from long-term chemotherapy and recovery from pancreatic cancer. That, coupled with neuropathy, just does not allow me to do what I used to do. So I'm trying to figure out anything that I can do on a part-time basis. Hence, this channel. And that's what I'd like to do because I don't want to be on disability. Because here's the thing. I don't mind saying what it is. It's about $814 a month. Just enough to pay my bills so I don't get into more debt. But when you think about it, what is that? About $200 a week. Now, there has to be something for someone who wants to work for $200 a week, maybe a day or two, that doesn't involve heavy physical labor. So there you have it. I'm going to end up there. I'm seeing the 10-minute mark come up. And I want to say what I always want to say to all of you. Be kind to one another whenever you can, which is most of the time. Not always. And today, there were some people I'd like to say go fuck yourself, but I didn't. Because I think in the long run, it would only hurt my case. So with that, also, always be kind to animals. They need us to be their voice. And I'm done for tonight. And I hope that you all have a fine evening and that this is a bit better presentation than me sitting in my lounge chair. And peace, everybody. Good night.